It is the Worst of the Riot podcast. Hello, everyone.
Look, we're all here.
The gang's back together. And I feel a bit above all of you.
You're standing. It feels like not threatening. That's the really wrong word, but and it's not intimidating. But you're just like, why are you standing?
Yeah, it's just more of a question kind of thing.
I heard a way long time ago, and I've carried it with me this whole time, that if you're ever in like a job interview or whatever, you never sit down until the person interviewing you sits down first.
Sure.
If you're, I guess now who even does in-person job interviews? But if you did,
stand up in the Zoom.
Yeah.
You just stand in the Zoom.
Yeah, they just hire you because you actually apply. But,
yeah, they're thankful to have you no matter what.
Yeah, so this is my power tactic.
That's it. It feels like a power move.
That's what it is. Yeah,
but there's no power to be had.
I'm in charge. I command the room up here.
It just means your legs will be more tired than ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my back is tired of sitting, so I had to stretch it out.
Sitting for this show.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah, what can people expect for the podcast today?
One of the segments that I thought was pretty interesting, because even myself, who I feel like is a pretty in shape person, there's no way I'd be able to fit into the jeans that I wore when I was 21.
You're 23.
And I'm only 23. That was just 2 years ago, but there's literally no chance. Like, none of my clothes
What did you look like when you were 21?
I was much smaller than I am now. Like, there was, I probably
pandemic weight.
I would say it's probably like a 40-pound difference, which is crazy.
No
but I swear,
Wow.
I swear.
And is it muscle weight or?
Yeah.
It's whatever you want it to be, you know? It's a little bit of everything, you know?
I don't want to put a label on it.
Yeah. But if you
my
look at
gosh.
pictures, there's literally no chance. Like, none of the clothes that I wore in like my earlier years of college
Would
fit
fit
me
you?
now. No,
Wow.
not at all.
Wow,
So
that's surprising.
this study makes me really question the authenticity of it, because there's no way that
it's
it's
just
possible.
unattainable.
Yeah, you
Say,
can't do it.
Look back at your clothes when you were 21, and if you could fit in it, then you're doing pretty good. If you
you're
can't fit
incredible.
in it, then you're destined for terrible things.
It says diabetes, so in other words, I feel that we're not just here in this room. I just mean everybody in the entire country is destined for diabetes.
Well,
Yes.
what if you're the same size, and like how amazing would that be? Like, even if you're bigger and you're still the same size, you're like, great, haven't gotten any worse.
Yeah, exactly. The same, baby. The same.
Yeah.
Are you saying we're holding steady?
Yeah. We talked about that, and then we had a little bit of a dark segment with Hudson. I've never heard someone threaten a turtle, and that was one of the first times ever I've ever heard someone threaten a turtle. But the Yankees are on a winning streak right now due to a
And
new
Hudson
friend.
can't handle
No,
it.
can't handle it.
we have to put an end to it, or the sad thing is, so the Yankees, what do they won, like 7 games in a row or something
Yeah.
like that? They are headed, it seems, to the playoffs, and at the expense of the Red Sox, who they just beat several times in a row. And the sad thing is, I was like, we have to kill their good luck charm to stop the Yankees, but that would only do so much, because the Red Sox would actually have to win some games also to get into the playoffs, and they don't seem inclined to do that at all.
Dude, they need their own turtle.
Yeah.
Steal the turtle.
Yeah, they need some kind of good luck charm. We thought it was Chris Sale. It seems
Well, the
to
Red Sox
not
at this
be.
point are asking every one of their players to let them know what pet they have, because they got to get someone to do
Yep.
something.
Somebody's gonna need to step up.
We talked about that, and then this one, in the moment, I thought that maybe this could be something that I could do, and then afterwards, I realized that I think it would make me feel more sick, even if I wasn't, and that's taking a cold shower in the morning.
You think?
I think in the morning, like, even if I wasn't sick, if I started the day taking a cold shower, I think I would get out and feel sick.
But they say it's supposed to, like, you'll hear about this study and why they say, but it's supposed to energize you. Like, you're in and out, too. You're
I don't
more
know.
awake at that point.
I'd definitely be a quicker shower, no doubt.
So
This
then
morning, I
you're
took a
not-
really long hot shower, and I got out, and I was like, wow, I just stood in there for like 10 minutes and didn't do anything.
That's your long shower?
Yeah.
10 minutes?
10
Well,
minutes?
listen. We wake up so early that I wake up in like the exact amount of time for me to like take a shower, get dressed, take my dog out. Like I don't leave any time, like room for like extra milling around time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so my showers are typically pretty quick. But this morning I just stood in there.
Dude, sometimes I let the water run without me in the shower for 10 minutes. Like, that's not, you could go way longer than that.
I was gonna say you could wake up early, get out of bed earlier, and sleep in the hot shower. That's
Yeah.
Oh.
I would if I always shower the night before, then shower the morning. So that's what I would do, though, if I woke up early.
Side note, and tell me if anybody else does this. So I have to like sit with conditioner on my hair for a while. Again, you have longer hair, Hudson.
Yeah.
Isaiah, you don't. So I don't know if you know about this process. So what I do now is I bring my phone into the shower.
No.
So I'll be like looking at news or I'll watch
News. She's talking about TikTok. Is TikTok
What?
news now? Is that what it is?
Oh my gosh. And I just sit there in the shower under the water, but not my hair because then I just let that sit for a bit. I am just happy.
Aren't you worried
as
about
can
getting
be.
your phone wet?
It's an iPhone. They're waterproof up to a certain point in time.
You're pressing your luck.
No wonder my 10-minute shower isn't long enough. Nikki's in there
you're not
scrolling
looking at your
TikTok.
phone.
And having the best
And
time.
how could you
ever.
even hear the TikToks when the water's running?
You can.
You just turn it up, I
Yeah,
guess.
absolutely.
Oh, my
well,
gosh.
I'm not the only one, I'm sure, who does that, but I'm just telling you guys, 10 minutes is not long at all.
I can't believe you guys.
You should see my water bill.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, my
I was
gosh.
like, the water bill's got to be crazy.
And your gas bill for heating all that water.
Yeah, but
Nobody
guess
even
what?
wants
That's
to
my
know.
self-care.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Mark that
fine.
down for self-care. That's not an expense.
Yeah.
Self-care.
If it's self-care, you can't question it.
Yeah.
Can't believe you guys. All right. Well, Chris is waiting to sledgehammer some stuff outside of the studio, so we should probably wrap it up.
They're tearing some stuff in our other studio over there. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and text and say hi at 877-2-RADIO-U. It is also National Coffee Day, so head over to Radio U Riot on our Facebook page or Radio U Official on our Instagram to tell us more about your coffee of choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the longest podcast intro we've ever done.
Oh,
so.
it's 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
let's call it quits.
Okay,
We'll catch you next
bye.
time.
Everything you love about the riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
This is just some potentially straight-up hurtful talk coming from Professor Roy Taylor from Newcastle University.
What's he saying?
He's saying that, he is saying that people that can't fit into the jeans that they wore when they were 21 years old are at risk of developing diabetes.
No, you just make him fit.
Yeah, you figure it out.
just
to be
make
fair,
it work.
for me, I wore jeans that were probably way too big when I was 21. Maybe a
so-
little younger, but I might have still been in that phase where my
Sure.
jeans, they didn't need to be quite so big. So that gives me an advantage.
That's true.
So I'm not as at risk for diabetes according to that measure. But he was presenting a lot of findings to the let's see, what was the conference? And the Study of Diabetes annual conference.
Oh, that,
that
must have
sounds
been
like a fun
something
time.
to go to. What do you think they serve for that? You know, like, do they have soda?
Rice cakes or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, nothing that you want to have. So Roy Taylor, the professor from Newcastle University, he said, if you can't fit into the jeans you wore at age 21, you're carrying too much fat. That's really what's the hurtful part.
That's what they're saying.
You're carrying too much fat.
But doesn't he know that then that causes you to want to stress eat and then you can't even fit in your current jeans?
Yeah, that's...
And who's wearing jeans, even though today?
Yeah,
but
actually we are.
most days, who wears jeans anymore
You
with
just
that leisure?
you avoid the whole problem. You just
can fit
get
in
into
no ma-
stretchy sweatpants or some yoga pants.
You can really fluctuate
Yeah.
and still get in your pants with no problems.
We don't need to listen to Roy Taylor. Now, the good news is he says that 8 in 12 people, so 75% of people that do develop type 2 diabetes can basically put their condition into remission
if they lose the
weight and get back down to about 10 to 15% of their body weight, their body mass index can get that down. So that is good news. But what I'm thinking about this, and tell me if you agree, is that it means that if you're under 21, what you need to do is just go absolutely wild.
Get it done now.
You just eat so much, like more than you actually want to,
Sure.
because then you can eat what you want to after you turn 21, and you're still like, well, I'm still losing weight because I was at such a high point at the age 21. I was
Well-
600 pounds, And so as long as I stay under that.
I think that that's genius. I
Yeah.
don't think he'll like what you're saying.
Why not?
And he might not agree with that being, the way to start off with bigger pants.
You just,
So then later down the road, you're like, wow, I've really gotten healthier.
that's what you got to do. You got to start at your lowest point so that you can only go up.
And you can still be unhealthy in smaller pants. So I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I really hate the term carrying too much fat. That's what strikes
That
me.
hurts
And
you the most.
yeah, and I'm not fat, am I?
You're not fat at all.
But I also don't want to hear him tell me I'm carrying too much fat.
Listen,
I don't
guys.
know if I can fit into my 21-year-old pants or not.
You're going into the colder seasons for a lot of the country. So worry about it later. It doesn't matter.
You got to put on some winter weight.
Your hoodies and everything will cover it all.
Yeah, that's right.
No matter how big your jeans
Maybe
get.
just wear a large trench coat to cover up a little more.
A parka.
Yeah, that won't be too form fitting. So nobody will know what's under there.
Oh, and then you have to get a bigger coat, though. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, it won't button up.
It won't button up. And neither will the pants.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
You ever see squirrels, Nikki, and you just wonder, what are they doing?
Yeah, you wonder. Yeah, I have a bunch in my backyard.
Yeah, and they're just always running around frantically,
I think they torment my dogs because then when I open the slider, they run away because they know that my dog's coming out. So until then, they're just like, hey.
At my house, we have a wooden fence, and they just sit on top of the fence, and they'll run back and forth. And my dog, it's too high for my dog to ever reach. It doesn't stop her from just sitting there and chasing them around.
watching?
Yeah, just wishing she could catch him. But, I always see him, also with people with bird feeders. Mm-hmm. And when they're stealing all those nuts from the bird feeders and stuff, they're not even eating them. Do we all realize that?
Well, I mean, they don't store everything. They still got to eat something.
They got to store a lot based off of this story right here. This is a guy in Fargo, North Dakota. He's got an old Chevy Avalanche pickup truck.
Oh, wow.
He had it parked, I guess, in a place where he doesn't live full time. He was going to go up and camp with this Chevy Avalanche. And he goes up there to camp, and he finds out that the squirrel population in the area has been using his truck as a
storage
unit for all of their nuts for winter.
Dude, that's a lot of them. Like, until you see the picture,
You can't believe.
they're not even cracked. So, like,
No.
they have the thing around them.
Yeah.
And they're all just in the engine.
And I'm kind of surprised that, like, when I see squirrels carrying around nuts, they always seem smaller. These are pretty big. Mm-hmm. These are walnuts. And so he's been cleaning out all of the walnuts that have been left in his truck. And we're talking about all inside the...
There's buckets of it.
What do you call it? The engine?
Yeah, the front part.
Yeah, inside the hood, all in the engine. I keep wanting to say cavity, but that's not right.
I mean, technically, it kind of works. It sounds a little weird.
The engine cavity, the engine compartment.
It really makes it seem not like car people.
Yeah. Well, it's medical.
Honest.
It's medical.
It's medical, yeah.
So he's got 42 gallons, according to him, of walnuts that have been stored there, and they could only have gotten there by squirrels. He says he's seen the squirrels scurrying around, like sometimes putting them in there as he's been going through the process. So 42 gallons. How long have they been doing this? How long have they been working on this? And how many squirrels? Because that can't just be one squirrel.
Well, first off, it can be because they had such a nice storage area. They didn't have to go far. They could just put them all in there.
Yeah.
Second, please tell me he didn't just get rid of them because that was a lot of work for
Yeah,
the little guys.
that's what I'm wondering. What are the squirrels going to do now?
Well, maybe he just leaves them in the bucket to the side.
Maybe, but they're just going to put them back in the car then.
Well, then he needs to move his truck.
Yeah,
it's his fault.
he does. Well,
they just thought he was leaving the truck there for them.
I don't know. Again, not car people, but I think he, you or I, if we saw our car filled with 42 gallons of walnuts in the engine cavity, we might just turn the key and see what happens.
Oh, and hope they just fall out when you drive.
I don't think that. I think he has to actually clear it out.
Sure.
Or if there's a decent amount of them in certain areas, that could cause some issues.
Hey, I would have just sold the truck and hoped they didn't look at it. It's like, oh, you don't want to look in the engine. No.
Yeah, pop the hood. What?
Like,
no?
where did these come from? I didn't know.
You start driving and it smells like, is that walnuts roasting? Oh, it smells nice.
Like, it just smells delicious. And then you hear this knocking noise because they're just all rattling against each other. Well, for him, they don't tell us again where the walnuts have gone, but way to go for the squirrels in that area. They worked really hard.
Yeah, they found a good spot. At least that's so they thought. And there's no way. I can't imagine the squirrels are going to get to all 42 gallons of those walnuts.
Well, you never know. And it could be, listen, after the year and a half everybody has had, don't say anything about food, even for the squirrels.
Maybe they were stocking up for they're about to turn 21. So they want to put on a lot of weight. Yep, that's exactly right.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Did you see, Nikki, that Netflix has put out their new top 10 list of originals for movies and series based off of a new and arguably more noteworthy metric?
Yes.
Everybody
was kind of surprised. And it all seems to be tied in with the new show Squid Game.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps saying, well, it will soon eventually become number one.
I saw that Squid Game is a Korean show. Does that mean you've watched it?
I plan on it. It's not going to be, it's a style, okay?
Okay.
It's a stylish show. And so I'm not going to say, is that everybody's taste? Because it is quite violent in a very disturbing way for some people. For others who are desensitized, like you just can't stop watching it.
I'm going to, I'm waiting for your review.
Sure.
And I'm going to get my wife on this because I'm looking down the list of the top 10 Netflix series by viewing hours. This is by the first 4 weeks, 28 days. And I was looking at, and I think I've seen, I've seen one show and they do this by season. So Stranger Things is the only thing I've seen on there. Seasons 2 and 3 clocked in at 2 was number 8 on the list, and 3 is number 3. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I haven't seen anything in the top 10 for series, but I believe my wife has seen all of them except for The Witcher.
Oh, that one, yeah.
So she is my Netflix go-to. She'll know.
She'll know
if she hasn't watched Squid Game yet, which I don't think she has. She will in the next few days, and so I'll get a review from her.
They had Ginny and Georgia, Money Heist, Stranger Things 2, 13 Reasons Why, Season 1. Season 2 was number 5. The Witcher was number 4. That first season, Stranger Things, Season 3 was 3. Money Heist, Part 4 was 2. And Bridgerton, Season 1 was 625 million hours.
Yeah. When did that come out?
Christmas time, I think December.
Last year?
Yeah. So to have that much that's why.
Yeah.
The creator of that has a nice big deal with Netflix now to create anything that she wants.
That was a big one for them. So there'll be more to come on that. I don't even know what Money Heist is, to be quite honest.
I think that is one from Spain. I think.
You think?
I might be wrong. Maybe not.
I don't know. So I said my wife has watched all of these except The Witcher. Maybe she hasn't seen Money Heist because I don't know what it is, but I thought she did. Then for movies, let's go down this list. You got
I think I was correct.
This is interesting. Bird Box. Remember that one? That was with Sandra Bullock, the horror kind of movie where you couldn't open your eyes. That is number 1, 282 million hours in the first 4 weeks. Extraction with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That was pretty good.
The Irishman was number 3, 200.
They say that's unfair because it's so long.
I was going to say 215 million hours. That's like 5 people watching it all the way through.
That's it. That's all they needed.
And I was one of them. And I watched it twice. The Kissing Booth 2, what is that? 6 Underground, Spencer Confidential, Enola Holmes, Army of the Dead, The Old Guard, and Murder Mystery.
That was the
Adam Sandler
one, and they're making
that one.
Another one.
Those are on both of these lists. I'm 2 for 10.
Great, you did pretty good.
I'm getting my brother's money worth out of this subscription.
Thanks to him for taking care of your Netflix subscription.
Yeah. Between all of us here at RadioU,
we might have
one of us are paying for Netflix,
and we've watched a couple.
Yeah, we're working our way slowly and surely through this top 10 list, and before we know it, it will be out of date anyways.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
This song is much too jovial for what we're about to talk about.
What?
Oh, no. What are we going to talk about then? Good morning, Isaiah, by the way.
Good morning.
Yes, hello, Isaiah. You pointed this out to me that the New York Yankees, they've been on a bit of a winning streak lately.
Yeah, they've been pretty hot as of late.
As we head into the playoffs, the baseball season ends on Sunday, and then they'll head into the playoffs. The Yankees look as if they're going to make it because they've won several games in a row, and apparently the secret to their success is not spending exorbitant amounts of money that other teams aren't able to. It is a pet turtle.
A pet turtle?
Yeah. They called him Bronxy.
Is he playing or like what is he doing?
He's just crawling around the locker room. I mean,
Hey.
he's just a morale booster.
That's exactly what he is.
Oh, is he kind of like the lucky thing for the season?
He's
Yeah.
the team pet.
It looks like their relief pitcher, or no, starting pitcher, his name is Nestor Cortez. He's from Cuba, and he led a group of players that thought instead of getting a pandemic puppy, we're going to get a team turtle. And so they've got Bronxy the turtle that they keep in the turtle tank. Bronxy, of course, because the Yankees are the Bronx Bombers and because apparently the turtle is from the Bronx. So they've got him hanging around there in the Yankees clubhouse. And since they got Bronxy, they've been winning a bunch of games.
They even take him on the road.
Yeah.
They take him everywhere.
He has people.
Since they adopted him, they swept the Rangers, they swept the Red Sox, and then they also just moved into the first wild card spot. So they've won like 8 consecutive games since they've gotten
Because
Bronxy.
of the turtle.
Oh,
and, so I watched, they're going up. Well, you said they swept the Red Sox. That was this weekend.
Yeah.
Being in New England, some of the people I was with, it was a split of some were Red Sox fans and some were Yankees fans. So we actually wound up, and I'm a Red Sox fan. So we wound up watching.
Of course you are, because you can't like anything with a turtle.
No.
What? I used to
He can't enjoy the turtle.
I used to have 2 turtles. But
Well, then maybe you should be a Yankees fan.
no, I'm not. In fact, actually, I was going to say we're going to have to.
Them.
Now he hates
We're
turtles.
going to have to. I wanted to ask you to help me. We're taking out a hit on the turtle.
Oh, we're not stealing a turtle.
Well, we're not stealing it. We're killing it.
What?
My fear actually is what if things go downhill and like what happens? Remember when your class had like a class pet when you were real young?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, where'd the pet go? So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Who gets the turtle when the season's over?
Yeah.
Or like,
What-
had they gotten the turtle and then lost 10 straight games, then what do you do with the turtle?
Right.
Like, is it? I only know turtle soup, and that's not good. So like, I can't think of anything else. They feed it to the team. No,
Haven't tried it, wouldn't like it.
Isaiah, I'm right on that with you.
What if the Yankees make the playoffs, which seems like they will, and the players, they just get too distracted. Nobody's there to take care of the turtle
And
anymore.
he dies during the off season.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
During
And
the
then-
playoff push.
And then they never win again because he
Yeah.
haunts the whole stadium.
The curse of Bronxy the,
The curse
turtle.
of Bronxy.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, actually.
Well, now sometimes we do this on the show. We go 2 steps too far. Like, it's just a turtle, and I'm sure they'll take care of him. We think the worst.
It's not the turtle's fault that the Yankees suck. So we're going to have. But
Didn't they just sweep the Red Sox? This
yes,
is a weird thing.
that's why I'm upset about it.
a
That's
weird
why
thing.
I want the turtle.
Dead.
Yes. Yes.
I always hear about like they won't change like socks or like cut hair and stuff. So my greater fear was that they're not changing like the turtle's tank, like the water.
We're not cleaning the turtle.
They're not cleaning the turtle. They just leave him as he is because they want to win so bad. But they do say that the Yankees, the turtle for the Yankees, he does have a whole staff, so he is taken care of.
I wonder, this would be a classic movie trope where it'd be 2 colleges and the one college sneaks in the middle of the night.
Oh, to steal?
And they steal
Steals the
the turtle. And the other team can't have the turtle back but then they steal the other team. So the Red Sox are going to have to sneak in, steal the turtle, and that'll be their good luck charm to get them back into the playoffs.
Well, they fall in love with him though, and they don't want to
yeah.
give him back, so they want to keep him forever.
And
Mission
then it
Bronxy.
actually turns out the thing that that ties the Red Sox and Yankees together realizes that they aren't so different, actually.
No, they all love the turtle.
Is that they just want what's best for the turtle at the end of the day.
Well,
and so they both bow out of the playoffs so they can take care of it.
Don't fall in line with Hudson and don't kill the turtle.
I would never kill the turtle. I hope Bronxy and the Turtles, I hope they go all the way, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
Bronxy and the Turtles.
You hate baseball.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
The new James Bond movie actually releases there.
Yeah, and so is it here next week?
I think, next Friday or something, like October
I almost
8th.
just Googled Amberlynn. That's not it. It's James Bond.
I'm sure you've seen that they had the big premiere in London, and so there's all kinds of news surrounding that.
Now, this says, that was the older one. October 8th will be No Time to Die.
Yeah, so that's next weekend in the U.S., and in the U.K., it's out this weekend. They've had the premiere, so the early reviews are out.
What do they say?
And they are, well, let's see. Let's read a few here.
Who's voting for which one for No Time to Die?
These are just the Twitter reviews from people who got to see it early. Chris Evangelista, No Time to Die. The Craig era ends with a whimper. There's no reason for this to be as long as it is. Rami Malek's bad guy is a total snooze, and the movie itself just feels oddly inert. Oh, well, we'll always have Casino Royale.
Well, that was quite a nice review, wasn't it?
Hey! Right. Let's see. But then we have Josh Horowitz, who says, No Time to Die is very good. I'm more relieved than anything else. I was worried going in. It's somehow the silliest and most serious Daniel Craig outing, mostly the former.
Yeah.
So that's a little, that's more positive, although, not exactly the best. Let's see. We have one from Ben Meckler. Well, this Bond fan loved No Time to Die. Daniel Craig ends his 007 run with his strongest performance yet, matched well by Rami Malek's mysterious, lasagna-loving, Monday-hating villain.
Weird.
To say more would give away the film's best twist.
See, I think it's like if you like Bond, then you'd like it more than the average person who's just going in and maybe not a fan of the whole franchise.
That last review.
The lasagna thing?
Yeah, it's not real.
Now you made it up?
No, it's a real. Somebody actually posted it. And it got added to some news stories that aggregate the Twitter reviews, the early reviews, but he did not see it.
So they're saying,
I don't think the villain loves lasagna. That's Garfield.
Well, you never know. You never know. So they're saying for James Bond that it looks like they're not trying yet, but next year they'll start working on who will replace James Bond. This movie coming out with its pushes and stuff has just been kind of a mess.
Yeah.
So there's no other news about that, or also because Amazon, with them purchasing a lot of the rights, wasn't it, for all the Bond stuff?
Yep.
So, will it ever come out there? Because they have that pending MGM acquisition that they're talking about. They're just not talking more about it.
Yeah, it's a lot up in the air, and they probably want to see. Obviously, they're going to continue making James Bond movies, but still, to kind of assess what they're doing going forward, they want to see how this one actually does. But that being said, as they start the search next year, I think LeVar Burton is already campaigning to be.
Well, they did say that he gave up on Jeopardy. He was done with it, and he wouldn't even go back if they asked.
You can't not hire me. I quit not being hired.
If they treat the James Bond thing like they treated finding the new Jeopardy host, I don't want to be a part of any of that. That was such a mess.
Well, I think much like with Jeopardy, the new James Bond will probably be a gross white guy that. I think
Chances
the odds are
high.
good. Odds are good.
That and someone who loves lasagna.
Yes, that's right.
Who's a villain.
That would be an improvement.
Yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, thanks for filling in the last couple days.
Well, somebody had to work, I guess. It just happened to be me.
Well, it is nice to get to know more about Isaiah, even though every time we get to know more about Isaiah, we're yelling at him.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
really are.
You guys ask me what I like and what I don't like, and then when I say it, you're like, well, you're wrong.
Isaiah doesn't like green beans.
No.
But he likes Tombstone pizza.
Well, I guess this is another thing to ask, if he likes them or not.
Do you like cold showers, Isaiah?
See, I've never, taken a cold shower for no reason. Like, I've taken a cold shower when there hasn't been hot water.
Yeah.
But after reading this, I'm intrigued if I might want to start doing it because it looks like it actually is helpful.
It is supposed to be healthy for you.
This is a study out of the Netherlands that found people who took a cold shower were less likely than those who took a warm shower to take off time from work due to sickness.
Oh, because your body's more used to it?
So what they say is they don't really know why it would be a connection. They say there's some thought that some evidence that it might boost your immune system in some way or another. But what they did was they took 3,000 people, split them into 4 groups, and had each of the 4 groups take, one would just take a straight warm shower, and the other 3 did different lengths of time where they would make their shower cold. And the ones that had the cold showers were less likely to call in sick to work, which... as a hard worker with somebody with a lot of work ethic, that appeals to me, and I'd never take sick days anyways. But as somebody who also wishes that I got to take time off work more often,
I'm like,
he's like, maybe I'll just keep with the warm ones.
Yeah, it's like if I get to enjoy my showers more, and maybe sometime I'll get to take sick days off of work eventually.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I'm going to stick with the warm shower.
You only have a few, okay? And second, you don't need to tell me next time. You're like, I started taking warm showers, so I'm sick today.
Yeah, I'm going to be out today. It was that warm shower I took yesterday, I think.
I don't know if it's the Netherlands, but I mean, we've heard tales of, places like the Netherlands where it's harder to be like in the cold, and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's snowing. Okay, well, why don't you sit out for a little bit? Like you experience the cold and you're okay with it more, where we don't handle it as much.
Yeah, with RadioU, when I used to take my lunch, I would go sit outside every single day, even if it was freezing cold, because I thought it's got to be good. I got to get used to it.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Yeah,
What? You used to sit outside every single day because it was cold?
Well, no, even if it was cold.
No, even if it was cold.
I liked on a general day when the temperature was between 85 and 50 degrees, it felt good to sit outside. But then when the winter came, it's like, I'm still going to sit outside because maybe it'll toughen me up.
Toughen you up.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll get me used to the cold is what I thought.
That's when the other buildings around us were like, who's that guy who always eats lunch outside?
Yeah.
And it's cold.
Got long hair, long beard. It looks like I'm just a vagrant wandering around.
He's back.
With hot dogs.
Yeah, with hot dogs.
He's got...
What? I need to change my morning routine because in the morning I take a warm shower, I get in the car, and since I wake up so early, it's kind of cold outside. I get in the car, I turn the heat on, and then I walk into here, which is like an ice box, and it makes it feel even colder. So I need to start doing a cold shower, blasting the AC on the way here, and then when I get here, it'll feel like it's warm.
You'll never be sick
I'll
again.
never be sick again, and I won't feel cold at work every day.
All of the back and forth with like the hot shower, then the cold when you go outside, the heat in your car, and then the AC here in the RadioU studios, that's got to be bad for your system. Just going back and forth.
No wonder quickly. I feel so terrible here every single day.
Well, that's also because you're at work. I mean, it just happens.
I guess there is like a multitude of things, but
I do both. Like I'll take a warm shower, but when you bleach your hair and stuff, you're supposed to wash it in cold water. So when I wash my hair, that's cold. Oh. Everything else is warm.
Oh, so
but
that's your secret,
just
huh?
Switch. That's it. To the long-lasting blonde hair.
We're going to have to work on that then. Thanks for sharing. You should post that as a TikTok hack.
You're welcome.
Or is that where you learned it?
No, it's if you color your hair, it's usually just known.
Like a well-known fact.
Well, does it work if you just like your hair the way it is and you want to keep it nice and shiny and give it a nice sheen?
I don't know if it's just like good for the health of your hair, but this just helps like so you don't lose your color as much.
Oh, okay.
So you don't turn brassy.
If you want to maintain that color, Hudson, you need to start doing cold.
I do. I've got a nice one going on here. So. And maybe I'll bleach it one day. Who knows?
Hey.
Now we're talking.
A new look for the maybe do it in January for a new year.
Ooh.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on RadioU.
You want some street meat?
Street meat?
Yeah.
Is that like I found some meat on the street? Do I eat it or not? How desperate are we?
I think that
Does
the
it wash
answer is
off?
not. You do not eat that. I don't know. Street meat to me sounds very suspect.
Yes, it does.
It's very sus, as some people would say. But what it actually is is Oscar Mayer's new streetwear fashion line.
Oh, well, that also sounds sus
What?
then.
What? You don't like
teasing.
Oscar Mayer? You don't like Oscar Mayer?
It's not usually the hot dog of choice.
Really?
And I find the Wienermobile and that whole thing to be like a lot to take in. But they do. I mean,
They're very proud of their wieners.
They are. And there's always, if you did not know, like for your favorite companies or favorite or maybe not favorite, they all have some sort of merch line. So everybody has clothes now for their company.
Isaiah and I were talking yesterday. Did you see A&W's new merch line?
Ooh, what do they have?
Well, they have like jackets, and they teamed with a bunch of what I assume are like higher fashion type brands. They had a pair of shoes that was like $750.
For A&W?
The
root beer?
The root beer / the restaurant.
Well,
because they were calling it cheddar weather.
Okay.
Because they have like cheese at the restaurants.
We all of ours closed down. So I don't know how. I'd be a little afraid.
Yeah. Anyways, Oscar Mayer, the streetwear fashion line. We don't have prices on this, but what we do know is that the Oscar Mayer fashion line, you're going to be able to go pick it up at various locations starting today.
Yeah, it's a 13-piece capsule collection. That's a fashion term.
Okay.
They say some of this is inspired by the drivers of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. They call them hot doggers. And it's inspired.
Hot dogger, I hardly know her.
It's inspired by some of that fashion and things like for their uniforms that they wear. So a little bit more casual, but the capsule has 13 items. And today, I think it's in LA, you can try to buy them at they're selling them out of hot dog carts in Los Angeles today. I think the 30th is Atlanta. And New York City is on October 1st. So again, find out if you're in those areas.
Yep.
They'll be out of hot dog carts in different parts.
And then it also says that they'll be doing Wienermobile pop-up shops nationwide through the month of October. So you may have a chance, if you're willing to probably drive a little bit to meet up with the Wienermobile, you might have a chance to get this. And I got to tell you,
what do you do for fashion?
It looks very, I'm interested to know the price. It looks very like 80s to me between the color scheme and just the style of it. But I actually like a lot of it.
It's just tracksuit stuff. So there's track bottoms, there's sweatshirts, slides, bucket hat. I think that's socks. There's like a fanny pack. So pretty basic items.
Yeah, I would wear, it's hard to say. I think it looks good. I don't know how much of it I would actually wear.
Dude,
if
you're the one
given
who
the
eats hot
option.
dogs every day.
Yeah.
You should be wearing one of these.
They should just give me this, especially because I believe, as far as the national hot dog brands go, you don't get anything better than the Oscar Mayer all-natural Angus beef.
That's the top one.
That is the best.
You should at least get a free bucket hat for that.
Yeah, we're going to have to tag them in today's podcast. Send it to them and see what they'll give me. Yeah.
He really does eat a lot of hot dogs.
I do. And Oscar Mayer's my go-to.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
It is that time of year. The scary time.
You mean the fall?
Well, what comes with fall?
You mean like Halloween stuff?
Yeah. Ooh.
Actually, I did see this is coming out of the place called the 7 Floors of Hell.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't even know what it is, so I'm not sure like how the haunted house is like.
Yeah.
But I thought they didn't even need to try hard to just say, go up 7 floors. See how unhealthy everybody is.
Yeah, you have to use the stairs. Oh!
Like you wouldn't have to put anything haunted in it.
No.
That is scary enough.
That is hell right there.
Is there an elevator down or
a haunted elevator?
Oh, I'll still take it. It's fine.
And the elevator gets stuck and you have to use the bathroom in it. You have to pick which corner.
I think for haunted houses, like the designers of that have to realize that sometimes life is just scary enough already.
Yeah.
They don't have to do much to enhance that.
Well, in this story, Nikki, in this case, at the 7 Floors of Hell, I've often said this. I guess I can't prove it because I don't know if I've ever said it to you, but I've said this to other people I know. I don't like haunted houses because if anybody wanted to be an weapon wielding maniac, they could get away with it in a haunted house.
Oh, they could hide in there.
Because they would just fit right in. All you do, you put on the mask or whatever, and you just get your chainsaw, you get your axe, you get your knife, whatever you get, and then you can go crazy with the stabbings and the killings and whatever. And it would be too late. Everybody would be like, it's a part of the show, and then they'd be dead.
You're thinking that one through?
That's
the perfect plan.
Yes, that's why I don't want to do it. That's why I don't want to go to them.
So it looks like this one was near maybe Cleveland area.
Yeah.
And something happened and it made it worse.
So what happened is a 22-year-old actor, one of the people that was a part
I think that's a strong word.
It wasn't just some random person that wandered in like some knife-wielding maniac. It was somebody who was actually hired to be a part of the show, hired to be a part of the haunted house. They swapped out their prop Bowie knife for a real one, or Bowie knife for a real one. I say Bowie because that's the town in Maryland spelled the same. They pronounce it weird.
When you said it, I was like, I always thought it was Bowie, but I don't know.
No, it is Bowie, except if you know about Bowie, Maryland, Bowie, Maryland.
Then you called that.
So anyways, his prop Bowie knife, he swapped it out for a real one
that he brought from home.
Yeah, and then an 11-year-old boy was apparently antagonizing this person in the haunted house, which is what you do because it's like, well, they can't touch you, so you can make fun of them all you want. They can't do anything, is what some people will say that are really into haunted houses. And so the 11-year-old boy was antagonizing the actor, and the actor he wasn't like intentionally trying to stab the kid with a real knife, although you do wonder why he had a real one in there.
Well, I think it just seemed like he got bored and he just brought the one from home. But then he just started to stab the ground. He might have forgot that he had the real one there.
Yeah.
And so he sliced the shoe and a part of the big toe for the 11-year-old boy.
Yeah. So fortunately, it's not like it was a killing or anything like that.
I saw the picture.
Yeah.
I'm sure traumatic. I'm sure it is.
Yep.
But when you see the picture of it, you think it's going to be way worse than it is, but they say it's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
It's good news, but it's a reminder to stay away from haunted houses, lest ye possibly actually wind up one of the people who meets an unfortunate end because you think it's all a part of the show.
And don't bring your knife to work no matter where you're at, unless you work where knives are.
It's a good point. Unless it's actually and being in the haunted house does not count as being in a place where knives are.
And I don't want to go up 7 floors.
Yeah.
So.
Or down.
Or
Either way. So I'm not cut out for the haunted house life. Definitely not.
That's a no for both of us.
The Disney haunted house, haunted mansion is as far as I'll go. That's as scary as it gets for me.
The Riot Podcast.
RadioU.
Nikki, what would you say makes something a gaming something?
Well, like a gaming chair.
Yeah. What makes it a gaming chair, a gaming drinks?
Well, it has a look to it usually.
Yeah.
Normally like racing stripes.
Like it's like streamlined.
Black and red.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, of course. It's dark colored always.
Throw in a little blue.
It has like an illumination, like a backlight. They always have backlights,
That's right? But I feel like when it comes to gaming, like furniture, normally it's about the support.
Okay.
So like if you're sitting in the chair, this might have this sort of back support or shoulder support, so that if you game a lot, we all have, because even if you're phone gaming, you're still a gamer.
Yes, that still counts.
And so there's certain parts of your body that hurt more, and that's usually from like working on the computer and gaming.
Yeah. So what would make a gaming mattress a gaming mattress? Maybe extra small because you're sleeping alone? No, just kidding.
Actually,
kidding.
This one looks weird. It is more like, I think mattress is a very generous word.
Yeah, it looks like a futon, doesn't it?
It's almost like it's a Japanese style sort of mat, which some people do sleep on, but I don't think we would consider this a mattress like we have here.
And I was kidding, but it does look like, it doesn't look like something you would have. Yeah, it's totally for, I guess you could push two together, but it looks like more of a, I don't want to say sad, but or lonely or anything like that, but just a single apartment, like you're living alone. You don't need to impress anybody.
I don't.
Unless they're also a gamer.
It feels like there's room for you and maybe 1 or 2 remotes, and that's about it. Like controllers.
Yeah, and it doesn't look all that comfy either, but it's in Japan. It's called, is it called Ban Hut? Is that what, or Ba Hut?
I think that's the company.
That's the company?
Yeah, they've
they've
done loungewear for gamers, gaming desks, chairs, and beds. So now they're adding a gaming mattress.
However you pronounce it, and they teamed up with a mattress company called Nishikawa.
Mattress Warehouse.
Yes.
It's not.
Maybe.
I don't
know.
think
Have
it
you ever
is.
been in one of those? I have no idea what's inside
I don't
a mattress.
know. I've heard
warehouse,
their name.
mattress firm. I just know they're there. But so now this is out there, and it is available. The gaming mattress, a mattress designed with the gamer in mind.
It shows that there's different levels of support on the mat, like for your head, shoulder, back, waist, and leg. They say that price-wise, it ranges from $256 for what this looks like. That does seem expensive. To $391. There's a single, a semi-double, and a double, and then they can be rolled up for storage.
Hey.
So it's almost like a mattress topper to us here.
Yeah.
And then you'd roll that up and put it away.
It's pretty much what it looks like. And have you seen you see the promotional picture? If you scroll down a little bit, it shows a person curled up in the bed with their gaming setup. So it's like they're supposedly sleeping, or no, they're on their phone. And then they've also got like multiple screens surrounding their bed.
It looks like a medical bed.
Yeah.
It looks totally like if you rent one, like if you have someone who's not doing well at home.
Yeah, right.
It looks like one of those, and then someone just put up some monitors.
If you want to replicate being in hospice care, you can just get this gaming mattress.
It looks the same.
Yep.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.